Hey, so now we're going to talk about the spirit portion. So we've healed the body, or healed the manic depression by healing the mind, healed the fibromyalgia by healing the body, and now we're going to talk about the anxiety by healing our spirits. As it is a lot of the past trauma, and not just this life, but past lives that start surfacing when you start awakening, and it's all these emotions flooding to the surface, and we're just like, whoa! It's also another reason why we start being attacked by darkness. Now, I know not everybody's attacked by darkness, and it doesn't, it's just, but a lot of people are. And it's because your spirit, because they know that you're starting to do this process work. So, we are going to go into what you can start doing when the emotions surface. Again, Carol Truman has a phenomenal series. She is the author of Feelings Buried Alive, Never Die. I love her work. A lot of people love her work, but there's also a lot of other people. There's like a lot of shadow work online. There's a lot of things that you can do online that are free too. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to share a script with you that, again, it's Carol Truman, and I recommend you get her book or her audio series. She actually has a scripting audio series, which is what I used. I bet she has it on CDs now, and it's all like high tech and awesome. Anyways, and you can actually find the script online. And I'm not going to be able to say it word for word because I used it years ago. But when I would get like anxiety or fear or anything, I would say, Spirit, please locate the thoughts and feelings which caused me to feel this. Please analyze and resolve them perfectly with God's truth. Come forward in time, healing every instant based on these emotions. Tell them at the present moment. Filled with light and truth, God's peace and love. Forgiveness of myself for my incorrect perceptions. Forgiveness of every person, place, circumstance, and event which caused me to have these feelings. With total forgiveness and unconditional love, I release them now. I now choose to feel whatever I now choose to feel. And then and then at the very end, you just kind of say, however, and sometimes I would go off for like 5 minutes right now. And then you would say, thank you, thank you, thank you, and praise God from whom all blessings flow. Okay, so that would be the script. That's Carol Truman. Look it up. You can find her script. It's awesome. Again, there's a lot of people who do shadow work and things like that. So look into those methods because there is a lot of things online now. I didn't have a lot of things when I first started, but there is a lot of stuff now that you guys can have access to healing these emotions as they surface. Another technique that I've learned, and I really wish I could remember this guy's name, but I can't. So if anybody ever sees this video and remembers where he comes from, I would love to put it in the notes or something. Sorry, I'm going to try to show you what he does. So when an emotion surfaces and you don't know where it's coming from, I'm going to show you an energy technique that you can start using right now to help shift it. The guy that taught this to me, it was years ago, but he basically helped heal his wife. She had amnesia, or she was Alzheimer's and cancer, and a lot of things were going on. Anyways, and so he would tap into an emotion she had, take her clear back as far as the first time she remembered it, and he would put his hands. So you're actually going to have both hands. I'm holding my phone, so you're going to have both hands here, and you're going to hold this for. So what you're going to say is when an emotion comes up, like you're triggered, you're going to go, okay, when is the first time I felt this? And you let your brain take you back to that time. Then you're going to go up to your hands right here, and you're going to hold your hands about an inch from your forehead, and you're going to hold them here for about a minute while you remember the very, very first time this happened. And then after a minute, and you're going to have both hands. Again, I'm using my phone. Then you're going to move it to behind your ears. I think it's your jawbone. So you're going to hold them here for a minute. And then you're going to hold it down here for a minute. Hold on 1 second. You know what? Hold on. Let me make sure I do this right. It's been a minute since I've done it. And it's kind of weird when you don't have both hands. So it's 1 minute here. I think it's 1 minute here. 1 minute here, and then actually 1 minute your temples, and then you start over. So 1 minute here, 1 minute here, 1 minute here behind your jawbone, and 1 minute here at your temples, and then you're going to start all over again. And you're actually going to do this 3 times, okay? So in this, I love this technique because when I do use it, it's awesome. It just shifts the emotion really, really fast. So do it 3 times, and he tells you to scale it 1 to 10, like how intense is this feeling. So if it's like an 8, you'll do it, and then you'll reassess. Is this like a 1? Maybe you need to redo it again. Or it's a 4, you need to redo it again. Or I don't feel really anything anymore. So that's another technique that's really, really, really awesome. The third technique I definitely recommend is the NPL, Neuro-Logistic Programming. So this will take you back to your childhood. There's no such thing as time in the brain. So look into this methods. What this does is it basically takes you back to your childhood. You can go into, I have people like lay down on a couch, and then I kind of ask them to feel their body and just tell me what hurts. And let's say their heart hurts, okay? So we'll go in and we'll say, hey, can I talk to you? We just ask the heart, can we talk to you? And it will say yes or no. If it says yes, then we say, how old are you? And let's say it says, I'm 3. And so we say, what happened? And then just allow the patient to go through whatever comes up, whatever emotion or belief or story they have to share. Just allow them to share that. And it may sound completely crazy. A lot of people don't know that they were molested or something happened. So just allow them to process, okay? And then once they start processing it and it starts coming out, then we say, okay, what can we do to help this little girl or this little boy? Do we need a mom to step in? Can you step in now as your older self? Do we need Archangel Michael? Because a lot of people have different belief systems, so you just go off whatever their belief system is. And what we do is we send someone in to help heal this little girl. So once the little girl feels safe and content, and whatever outcome needs to happen. So if we need to kick somebody's trash, we need to help them stop, do we need to protect the little girl, you do whatever needs to happen. I'm going to give you an example as soon as we're done here so you kind of understand why this is so important. So you go through and protect her or whatever, or him, and then what you do is you dissolve that person into you. So once the little girl's safe and content, just give her a hug and watch her have the person give her a hug and dissolve into them. So you can either help somebody through this process or you can do it on your own. And so we start absorbing little parts of ourselves. So it's a great technique to start feeling whole again. If people have like multi-personalities, or like your husband like throws a tantrum and he's like a 2-year-old little boy, like he'll just be like a super sweetheart, and then when his feelings get hurt, he turns into a 2-year-old little boy. Yeah, he probably needs this process. Or you, like I had it. Like I would like when somebody didn't give me love, I'd pull away, and I wouldn't let them love me, and I'd get angry and resentful, and I would start brooding, and I had multiple personalities, and I had all these things, and it was all these fragmented parts of myself. Another reason why this system is really, really beneficial, and when my daughters turned about 6, I really, really had a hard time even touching them. And I feel bad as a mom saying that, but like when they would touch me, it would just give me the creeper crawlies. And I didn't really relate to them, so I kind of pushed them away after about 6 to about 12. And I was with a therapist one time, and I was talking to her, and she goes, well, that's when you were molested. I'm like, oh, I never really thought about that. And so when I started doing this, healing work, I went in one time and my friend helped me. She kind of guided me. And we went in and we realized at 6 years old when I started being molested, my mom had just moved into this new family. And I really, really, really wanted them to like me. It was a new polygamous family, and I had lots of new brothers. And those brothers wanted to marry me, so we played a lot of games. And one particular brother would kiss me, or like trick me and take my shoes and stuff until I kissed him. And then, you know, and then he would like do something else and do something else. And I learned I can manipulate. I could get my chores done if I would just give him a kiss. He would do my chores. He would do my jobs. I could get anything I wanted. And so I learned this women have control by using their sexual side, right? So I learned this behavior at 6 years old. But not only that, I wanted to be liked, so I didn't really want to tell anybody that this was happening because I didn't want to be a tattletale because that was looked down upon. But another dynamic that was happening was this was a religious group, so this behavior was not allowed. It wasn't considered good. So when my sister finally told my parents, and I was shamed in front of the entire family, like my brother and I were shamed for this behavior. I now was dirty, and I was gross, and I was sinful. And so there was a lot of dynamics that played in there, and because nobody could really be there for me because I couldn't really tell anybody, and my own mom told some people, the other mothers, that the neighborhood boy tried to rape me when I was younger. We were playing soap opera or something, and I was screaming, "Get off me!" But again, she told everyone, and again, she shamed me because now everybody doesn't think I'm a virgin, and now I'm dirty and I'm gross, and so it created all of these emotions. So I couldn't even trust my own mom. So when I started going through a molestation and things like that happening to me, I couldn't tell anyone because if I did, I was dirty. But at the same time, I didn't want to tell anybody because I wanted people to like me because because it was just all these different things created this belief that I couldn't trust others with my private secrets, but at the same time I had to use my sexuality to survive, but I couldn't tell anybody because I was dirty. Anyways, long story short, my daughter's turned 6. Guess who can't be there because nobody was there for me? Me. I couldn't be there for my own daughters now because I was dirty and I was sick and I couldn't tell anyone what was going on. So by doing this work, I was able to go in and I was able to heal that little girl so that I could have a better relationship with my own girls. And so that is why it's so vital. And because that cycle continued to go throughout my life where I would be taken advantage of by guys, and I allowed it because it meant that they would like me, and I couldn't stand up for myself, and I didn't know boundaries, and I didn't know how to say no, and all these different things. So not only does it heal your life, it will make so that you're a better parent so that you can be there for your children. So this is another technique I definitely recommend for healing the spirit portion. You got your scripting, you got your shadow work, you got lots of things online available now. Another thing I recommend is the violet flame. And the reason why I recommend the violet flame, again, it was another book, the universe. I walked into a room and I was kind of feeling stuck. And this book, this violet flame pamphlet was on my grandma's dresser, and she had completely moved out at the time. And I was like, "Grandma, you left your book." And I picked it up and I started reading it, and I'm like, whoa. And violet flame mantras are all over the online. They are free. Look them up and just start reciting them. Like crazy things start happening when you start healing the aura around you, the karmic aspects of everything that's in your life. So definitely get the violet flame mantras when you're ready for them. They may not be time for you right now, but they completely heal your aura. Things start speeding up when you start doing the violet flame mantras. I'm a being of violet fire. I'm the purity of God's desire. That alone starts healing all the karma things in your life. Anyways, we'll do more videos about healing some of those kind of things, but this is the third video of the healing of the spirit portion. So, anyways, I'm excited for your journey, and again, if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. We'll talk to you later.